I don't want this to turn into a poor me thing, but as you get older, it gets harder to have fun on your birthday. This year, my birthday fell on a Friday, so I took the chance to have a day off from work. So we're going to take a Friday morning in the Bloomington area and see what we can see. LSF 54 goes on duty at 7, but usually works Cargill before heading north, so I should be safe getting to Uptown about 8. After that, I'll just kind of play it by ear. 301 and 302 meet here a little after 9. IG4 SIB usually shows up somewhere between 10 and 11, depending on when it leaves Global 4. Amtrak 22 is supposed to come in a little after 11, and then 319 around noon if I stick around that long. Much of this depends on the weather. It's July, so it's pretty hot. I think it's supposed to be cloudy in the morning, so that'll help, but if it's too hot, I might not last too long. Anyway, here we go. My on-duty time was 7:45, and I rolled off towards Uptown. As I'm driving, I hear LSF 54 just coming back from working Cargill and starting to switch the yard. As I was driving, they were restoring the derail on the 3rd main. As I'm walking across the platform in Uptown, X124 lights up and they tone out for the dispatcher. Good timing.
Dispatcher 28.
54 dispatcher.
54, go ahead, over.
Hey, good morning. We are ready to head north, X125. Work today right now is just Pico and back. Could change, but that's what we got right now. Over.
Alright, sounds good. I'll get your lights out and head it up to Pico, over.
Alright, here we go. Thank you.
Thank you, dispatch out.
Sadly, the days of this train having Southern Pacific paint on it are long gone, as UP 1066 has moved to Iowa. As far as other statuses, 302 is late, 301 is not, so no simultaneous meet a little after 9. 22 is very late, so much so I don't know if I'll still be here to see it. There might be a random northbound like ILBG4, but I haven't heard anything for sure. With 301 on time and 302 late, they'll probably run IG4 SIB out after it. About 8:15, out comes LSF 54. Nothing super notable here, although the back is interesting. These cars carry refrigerated argon and have to be vented out and produce what appears to be smoke. These cars are often reported by onlookers as on fire or leaking, even though they're obviously not. It's warm, sure, but at least it starts out cloudy and there's a little bit of a breeze. I head back to the car to utilize the radio in the car on a more comfortable seat than the hard metal benches. By the way, you may wonder why the old Amtrak station is at an angle to the tracks like it is. That's because when it was built, another railroad ran next to it. Sort of. The Illinois Central Charter line up the middle of the state crossed the Alton here. Amtrak used the old Bloomington Union Depot located right at BN Target until 1990 when Amtrak relocated here. The charter line was abandoned 6 years prior, but the IC was in no real hurry to remove the tracks. Today, the old IC line is the Constitution Trail, although the trail itself loops over to the Linden Street crossing rather than going straight through. The city is in the very early stages of building an underpass here, but that is still very far away. Meanwhile, 301 is now a little bit late, and 302 is the same amount of late. 301 should get here about 20 minutes ahead of 302, so they could have them meet here or have the meet happen at McLean. We'll see. About 8:45, I walk back to check the signals, and we're all dark still. The wait continues. About 9, I check the Amtrak map again. 302 is in Springfield, while 301 is in Dwight. More than likely, the meet will take place here, with 301 arriving first. It doesn't have to stop anywhere, while 302 does. And shout out to the guy waiting for the train over on the trail who continuously walked back and forth doing the tiniest, least effective steps I've ever seen while smoking. I mean, good for you getting your steps in, but I feel like you kind of missed the point of exercise here. At 9:18, X124 lights up and the plan becomes clear. Diverging clear, to be exact. 124 is a diverging clear, meaning 301 will take the siding, work the station, and leave. No meet today. 302 is actually running even later now, so who knows where that meet will actually happen. 9:30, the approach lits at 123 light up, although the expected time is still 10 minutes away. The boarding call comes at 9:34 along with the gates.
301, departure, approach diversion, 123.
They are out of here by 9:38, which is actually really impressive. The sun is out now and it is quickly getting hotter. And we've got a guy in Uptown Circle standing there practicing his martial arts moves and yelling every once in a while. Bloomington Normal is the best.
I'm clear, Jake. Eyeball 301. Where's clear? Moving quick.
Turns out they held 301 at McLean for 302, which is both hilarious and ridiculous. X124 lights up all red at 10 even, and 123 follows shortly after. They call the signal at BN Target a couple minutes later.
302 approach diverging 127.
Okay, so we apparently have a combined 300 and 302, so this will be interesting. They'll actually need to work the platform twice with the long consist.
2 diverging, approach diverging, 124.
Cross diverge. And that'll do. 302.
This is one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen here. This thing is gigantic by 2025 Amtrak standards. They pull up to work the second path and block the crossing at Linden.
Yeah, I'm up here, John. Alright, you can pull it ahead for the second spot. Ahead, how many over? Let me get about 4, over. Anywhere near 2.
They finally highball at 1016 and outrolls this monstrosity. And I'm sorry, I just can't get over how ridiculous this thing looks.
Right there, Amtrak 302. Conductor is on and in the clear. Anytime you guys are ready, I'm ready.
Alright, so you're telling divergent clear, here we go.
Roger, divergent clear. Here we go, conductor up.
At this point, I figure I'll give it about an hour until 11 or 11:15. That's all the Amtrak there should be. 22 is still down near Alton, and 319 isn't even to Summit yet. So let's hope for signs of life, especially since it is quickly getting hot. The high today is supposed to be 94 with storms tonight, so we've got that cut the air with a knife humidity. While I'm waiting, I spot an Air Force C-130 doing practice approaches over at the airport, and you can't see that at all on camera. Oh well. It's extremely hazy today, and they don't really paint those to be seen easily. It's Torch 2-3, which is the 169th Airlift Squadron based out of Peoria. I also noticed some cicada killer wasps hanging out next to the platform. I've never actually seen one in person before, but they are massive. I thought they were dragonflies at first. 10:36, we get lights at 124, but not 123, which is odd. It's probably an ILBG-4, but I want to know what they're doing with it here before I set up somewhere. A few minutes later, the southbound signal on the main changes to a clear, and yes, I would love to go over to the side where the shade currently is, thank you. The lighting for this is going to be absolutely awful, but oh well, what are you going to do? I'm guessing this southbound probably met 302 at Pontiac, so it should be here about 11:10 or so, probably somewhere in that range. I'm surprised they gave it lights that far in advance. My stupid self also didn't think to wait until 123 lit up to cross, so I would at least have an idea of when it was close. I'd say rookie mistake, but I've been here tons of times and I know better than that. Going back through recordings, I heard 302 calling out an intermediate approaching Ballard,
Got 2 advanced approach, 111.4.
and that is where the meet took place. 11:06, Gates. I had heard recently that UP had switched IG-4 SIB and IG-4 LB so that SIB now runs in evening and LB in the morning, and apparently that's true. This was IG-4 LB, all international containers on the way to the Port of Long Beach. He clears normal at 11:13, and 124 immediately goes dark. And it's time for me to go get lunch and find some air conditioning, and I was perfectly fine with that for a weekend, but as happens so frequently around here, plans changed. On Saturday, I got everything I needed to do done in the morning and had all the time in the world in the afternoon. I had the radio on and heard MBNAS building in the yard a little after 4. I hadn't gone for it in a while, mainly because from where my apartment is, it's a little annoying to go south of town. So I decided why not. When Bananas toned out the dispatcher, they were basically done but needed to do a roll-by and pick up their conductor somewhere after clearing the yard and restoring the derail, and Amtrak 21 was closing in on Bloomington Normal from the north. Dispatcher 28 decided to run BNAS out but into McLean Siding, where they would 1. Pick up their conductor, and 2. Let the much faster 21 by. BNAS has a clear on the intermediate here between Shirley and Funk's Grove, although the next signal will be an approach diverging for a diverging approach at the north end of McLean Siding. Today's lead for Bananas is UP 2235. Alton and Southern paint trails. It led MASBN last night. Power is rarely wide in Bloomington because it would have to go all the way up to Pontiac to do it, so whatever leads ASBN trails the next day on BNAS and vice versa. Anyway, here's the actual train. 2235 looks like it has seen some things.
UP detector, milepost 133.7.
And you would think I'd be done here, and you can probably tell from how much time is left in this video, you would be wrong. On Sunday, Amtrak 22 has P4269 in the lead, but 69 was repainted into Phase 7 paint a little over a year ago. I caught 3 repaint 69 here a while ago, also on the Eagle. So we're going to cap everything off with 22 meeting 319 in normal. When I get to Uptown, 124 is all red, but that's all we've got. Utilizing station announcements, I hear that 319 will be staying on the main, which means 22 will get the diverging signal at 124 to take the siding. 319 will actually beat 22 here by quite a bit. I set up at Linden. And an editor's note, I had the radio in the car recording like I always do, but my girlfriend was with me and decided to stay in the car. She turned the car on to roll her window down, and the voltage drop was enough to turn the radio off, so no radio audio. It was actually good, too. Blame her. After 319 clears it, X123 is an approach on the siding, although I'm not sure, 1, why they didn't give them X121 as well, making this a clear, or 2, why they didn't switch them back to the main at 123. Almost makes me wonder if there's something behind 319, because UP usually lines quite a bit in advance. So either there's something on single track between Normal and Ballard, or they just didn't feel like lining 121 yet for some reason. Time will tell. 319 finishes up their station work pretty quick, but is stuck here until 22 comes in. This meet definitely could have happened at McLean, but whatever. Quarter after 12, gates activate, and 123 is still an approach. And milepost 124 very much gets in the way here.
Danger, another train coming. 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 Danger, another train coming.
Not long after 22 pulls in, my suspicion is confirmed. X124 turns to a flashing red restricting on the main, and I see headlights to the north. "22 highballs, and I'm really hoping that freight slows down enough the gates go up and I can get to the other side." That ends up happening, and in comes IG4LB, now on an approach. The gap will get wider as the significantly faster 319 builds a lead. As rain starts to fall, I head to the car, and the weekend finally comes to an end. If you like this video, hit the thumb. It helps me know what kind of videos you guys like to see on the channel. You can follow me a whole bunch of places. Links are down in the video description, and I now have a page on Facebook if you haven't noticed. Link is with all the others. Until next time, I'm Tyler, the Central Illinois Railfan, and thank you for watching.